Hey guys, hi, good morning, good evening, namaste. Welcome back to the Jyotish Light YouTube channel. My name is Palak. As you all know, our aim is to create a better appreciation and awareness of Jyotish or Vedic astrology through practical hands-on research and analysis by looking at many birth charts and assessing how uh, the life path for individuals has manifested. We try to stay away from generalized, high level uh, speak, which could mean anything to anyone, and we try to be as focused and precise as possible. Having said that, uh, I could be wrong in my analysis. I could have not considered many factors just because there's limited time that I have to make these videos, and I have to sort of combine the gist of what I'm trying to say in 5 to 7 minutes. But please do continue to like the channel, watch the videos. I hope you get something out of it, and please do subscribe to the channel. So, um, this video is in continuation to the Intuitively Simple series that I'm working on. And the idea of that series, of course, was that Jyotish uh, can be a highly technical and highly confusing subject to study. There are principles, there are uh, another set of principles which sort of seem to contradict the first set of principles, and it requires a lot of careful subjective interpretation of the birth chart based on you know years of experience of looking at similar patterns. And having said that, there are sometimes cases where the timing of events or the manifestation of a certain theme in an individual's life is very obvious and very easy on the eye. And that is our attempt uh, to capture it in the Intuitively Simple series. And so for today's example, I thought Bill Gates' life events would be highly instructive for us to just see the beauty of, and simplicity of Jyotish in action. And his chart, of course, is uh, quite instructive in terms of how he's been blessed with a lot of success and fame and wealth. But I wanted to focus on something else for today's video, and that was on the timing of his marriage and his children. As you know, Bill Gates, I'm on the Wikipedia page, and as you know, Bill Gates married pretty late in his life. Um, he was, of course, him and Melinda Gates were together for some time, but the actual official date of the marriage was, January 1, 1994. And his first child was born on 26 April 1996, and the daughter Jennifer was born. So let's just keep these two dates in mind. And now let me just quickly switch to the chart. Now, one thing you will notice is while the chart comes up that the official time stated in most official places is somewhere around 10 p.m. for his time of birth. Um, my teacher and the people that I know in my circles actually use a more rectified time, which is 9:25 p.m. And I don't know whether it's a rectified time or not, but 9:25 p.m. is something that people use as the official birth record. And which makes sense to me because 10 o'clock seems like more of a rounded off number. So that's the disclaimer I want to say. Now, let's just look at the chart. You see the T1 chart here. in both North Indian and South Indian format. What is it that strikes us about some of the static potential in a chart when it comes to relationships and marriage? Well, first of all, Venus, which is the natural significator of relationships, is in its Multikrona sign. So it is, in that sense, having a source of strength. But having said that, it is with a very strong exalted Saturn. And in this case, I would say another malefic sun, which is debilitated, but the debility is cancelled in more than one ways. To make things more challenging, this Venus is hemmed by malefics. So you've got Mars and Mercury on one side, and you've got Rahu on the other side. And an exclusive malefic having obviously is also an important significant factor to consider while determining the overall condition of the planet. And so in so Venus is of course looking. If I were to just put all the pluses and minuses, Venus looks to be having at least a few significant challenges in the chart. Now let us look at the seventh house and the seventh lord, which denotes spouse. And so you'll notice that the good part in his chart is that the seventh lord Jupiter uh, aspects back into its own house. And uh, that's always a source of strength. It is a benefic, it is the most powerful benefic, and when it aspects back into its own house, then obviously it strengthens the house. Having said that, again, we see a mixed picture coming here because Mars aspects not only um, the seventh house, it is hemming Venus, like we said, and then Saturn also aspects the seventh house, and it is with Venus. Now, both Saturn and Mars are natural malefics, and so Saturn represents delay, uh, to an extent, separation, difficulties, challenges, rigidness, cold detachment. Mars represents the aggression, anger, impulsiveness in a negative way if played out. And so, in Bill Gates' case, when he got married, which was uh, 1st January 1994, he was running the period of, um, let's just say, he was running the period of Venus and Jupiter, right? So he was running the period of Venus and Jupiter, and this is where um, why this event becomes so intuitively simple to understand. You'll notice that Venus is the natural karaka of relationships. So Venus can definitely, a person running the period of Venus can definitely experience a lot of relationships or even one relationship in his or her life. And then Jupiter is obviously the seventh lord in Bill Gates' chart, aspecting back into its own house, and the timing couldn't have been more simpler in that sense. Um, if we move to the other timing, which is his daughter born, which is 26 April 1996, uh, it was Venus Saturn, and yeah, it was Venus Saturn, and again, it could have been more obvious. Both Venus and Saturn are in the fifth house. Fifth house, as you know, denotes children. Venus is also the fifth lord, and the timing in this case again couldn't have been more obvious. So, just to summarize, in Bill Gates' chart, um, we see why his formal marriage took place only when he was almost 40 years of age. um, the richest man in the world at any given point of time. Um, and we obviously we saw the reasons why that happened. But at the same time, when the event finally did happen, um, we then see how just running the period of Venus, which is the natural karaka of relationships, and the seventh lord Jupiter brought about the marriage, and then again running the period of Venus, which now takes on the role of the fifth lord or the ruler of children, with Saturn in the house of children brought about childbirth. And that's why sometimes Jyotish can be breathtakingly simple. And I hope you really like this session. Please do continue to provide your feedback and do subscribe to the channel. It obviously acts as a source of encouragement to continue doing these kind of analysis and sharing it with a broader group. Thank you so much and have a great day.